So throughout our musical journey, we have times where we have a lot of inspiration and we have times when we have almost none. And I find that kind of interesting because I always want to be making music. I always want to be making something new and something that I'm excited about, but it doesn't always happen. In fact, I would say most of the time I make stuff that will never see the light of day and I am not happy with. So that when something comes around that I make and I'm actually proud of, and I think, you know what, I want to finish that, I kind of feel like I have to adhere to that. Today, I want to revisit a track that I worked on during Jamuary that I just happened to stumble back upon, and for some reason that day, I really liked it and I wanted to finish it. I'll also show you a limitation that I think the Deluge has and a way to get around that. All right, so here's the track that I have, and I also wanted to show you a little bit about recording into the arranger mode for the Deluge. It adds a lot of extension to what the Deluge can do and how it's not just a creation tool, but it's also a performance tool. I'll go ahead and perform this track into arranger mode live, and then I'll show you how I changed it up and some of the things that I did in post. In order to record into arranger mode, you hold down record, learn input, and hit song, because in order to get to arranger mode, you tap song and now you're in arranger mode, and which is basically the performance of the entirety of the song. So record, learn input, and song, and I'll record it. There we go. I just recorded that performance into arranger mode, and there it is. Everything I just did was there, all the mistakes and everything captured in real time. Hooray. One of the problems that I had when I first originally started recording into arranger mode, a performance into arranger mode, I wanted to change the track in the middle of recording. Elements that came in and that were muted, and you can't do that. If I'm recording into arranger mode, I can't go into the track, mute some things, unmute things. It just is what it is. Whatever's muted when you start stays muted. Whatever's unmuted when you start stays unmuted. So in order to work around that, I come into arranger mode, see my performance, and for example, this is where the drums come in. This is the drum track. And what I wanted to do was go into this instance and mute everything except for the snaps and the kick. That's how I want it to start. But I don't want to change the actual whole clip itself, so I want to just change this instance right here. So in order to do that, I change this into what's called a white clip, and the white clip is basically its own instance of that loop. So if I hold down Shift and tap the head of the clip, now it turns it to a white clip. So I can make any change to this clip that I want, and it does not affect the next loop. So this next loop has everything unmuted. Great, wonderful, perfect. But this loop, I want to mute everything except for the snaps and the kick, which I believe are these three. There we go. This is the playhead, considered the playhead. So in order to start there, hold down left, right, and then play. And it'll start from wherever the beginning of the matrix is. And as we can hear, it just has kicks and snap. Great, beautiful. Now I want to, at this point, when it hits here, I want to start bringing more elements in. So hold down the head of the clip and tap where I want it to end. And now that's ending there. And in order to put a new clip in there, I just tap right there. It'll add another white clip. The problem is that white clip is empty. It's a new instance. I haven't told it what to put in there. So I'll put the actual loop itself in there. In order to do that, just hold down for a second on the next complete loop and then tap there, and there it is. It's really cool, really cool. So I want that to be about that long, that's fine. To go into it, tap part of the tail, and as we can see, everything is unmuted because it's the normal clip. So I want to turn that into a white clip, Shift, hold down the head, now it's the white clip. I want to bring in some elements here. So before I had snaps and kick, I want to bring in not the shaker yet. I don't want the shaker at all in this first verse, but I do want that snare and those claps. Not those hats yet. We'll just have that. So that's what this clip is like. So I'll go forward to right here, and in order to play there, left, right, and play. Great, and now I want a new white clip. So I'm gonna go here, hold down on the initial clip, tap right there. Now I know I'm gonna want these drums to go all the way to the end, so that's great, but if I wanted it to end early, I can tap on the head, tap on the tail, and it can end early. But on this performance, I actually end early on the second verse, so I'll leave that as is. Undo up here is great. Shift, redo will redo what you did. So if I deleted that on accident and I want to undo it, great. If I undid something too much and I want to redo it, shift, redo, adds it right back in. Cool. So I'm going to turn this into a white clip, go into it. I want to mute that cymbal. This is a cymbal. I'll just have everything else on at that point. So this is what that sounds like. Hold down left, right, play. I want to mute that shaker. Great. So now what we did is we took that initial performance that had everything playing the entire time, and we broke it up into segments that added elements throughout the process. Just snaps and kick, and then this instance has a little bit more, and then this instance, undo, this instance has a little bit more. Cool. This is the second verse. First thing I want to do, hit shift, the head of the performance, the head of the clip, and it turns it white, and jump in there. Gonna zoom in, hold down the left right knob and twist to the right. What I want to do here is I want to mute the shaker because I want the shaker to come in halfway through the verse. So I'll mute that, go in, here's halfway through the verse right there. Hold down on the head and tap right there. Now, here's an interesting thing. So if I tap here and I just have a white clip, okay, that's fine. The problem is, if I go in that white clip, it's empty. And I've already used all of my other clips to hold down, and all of my actual full clips to hold down and put in its place. So what do? Any clip that is original, that has not been altered, has its color of its row as the head. So these are yellow, these are pink, these are blue. Now, if I want the initial clip there that has all of the information in it, but I don't have that in the row anymore, just hold down for just a second on the head of any other full clip. And that tells the system to put the full clip right there on that row. So cool, so smart. So now if I go into it, now all the information is there. Fantastic. In this instance, I want to mute the cymbal. This is the cymbal. And I want to make sure that the shaker is in there, because that's when I want the shaker to come in. I also want it to end just a shade early, a half a bar early. So it's going to sound like. Very cool. Just a little pause right before we come into that second chorus. Really brings that chorus up a little bit more, you know, very cool. So anyway, that's it, guys. I just wanted to show you that kind of workaround for changing and altering a performance that you've recorded into arranger mode. I think it's super cool, super strong. Obviously, you can come into arranger mode, and each of these tracks on the right is the track from song mode. So you can come in and kind of build the arrangement as you like, or you can just perform into it. And I think that's usually the easiest, fastest way. I've done both ways. When I first got the Deluge, I would put in the performance track by track in arranger mode and save it as a performance. But now knowing that you can record into arranger mode and then change things using white clips is super cool as well. So I hope you got something out of this video. I hope you learned something. Please give the thumbs up and subscribe, hit the notification bell. That helps the channel out. I don't do this for any money. I just do it because I want to inspire other people to make more cool stuff. And because you guys have inspired me. So thanks for joining, and go make some music. There you go, guys. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you feel inspired. Maybe revisit some past pieces that you've been working on that you've maybe forgotten. There's probably something there that you might not expect. Go make some music.